Welcome, everyone. And welcome to our beautiful trolley museum. I know this is one of my favorite places to visit. And I want to thank everyone for being here today and for joining me. And I have some people up here, and everyone's welcome up here. I'm here to speak for the people. I'm not here to speak to them. And as everyone is aware of, that Commissioner Gahn and McGloin are in the process of presenting their 2025 budget proposal, which includes a 33% tax increase. Some of these decisions are based on a surface audit from the Lackawanna County that was provided by PFM consultants out of Philadelphia for the county. And basically it highlighted a shortfall of cash for the county. Now, PFM's report provided valuable data identifying areas of possible waste and overspending. I believe that a 33% tax increase my colleagues are proposing is neither sustainable nor warranted. A tax increase of this magnitude places a heavy financial burden on every taxpayer in Lackawanna County. Raising taxes should always be the last resort. And before making such a decision, we have an obligation to exhaust every other possible option. I'm reminded by a quote from John F. Kennedy. Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democrat answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future. This is about what's doing right for the people here in Lackawanna County. This is why I've assembled my own team, a bipartisan group of volunteers, to conduct a deeper analysis of all the departments. In a response to the proposed 2025 budget's 33% tax increase, we have identified $9.7 million in savings by eliminating funded but unfilled positions and making strategic cuts in departmental spending. These revisions ultimately reduce the tax increase from 33% to 6.3%, 6.33 to be exact. And I'd like it to be zero. Lackawanna County is at a crossroad. We can continue down this path of taxing and spending, or we can roll up our sleeves and dedicate ourselves to finding savings and efficiencies that put our community first. With your support, I will keep working to ensure that we make responsible decisions for the county's finances. I am hopeful that Commissioners Gahn and McGloin will join with me in supporting these findings. It's no secret, Lackawanna County's financial situation is dire. Over the past 12 years, the Democrat majority commissioners have made decisions that have left the county on the brink of bankruptcy. Their never-ending cycle of tax and spend, their reliance on borrowing, tax hikes, the current majority's temporary fixes like an $11 million scoop and toss, along with a $12 million land leaseback deal, only served to underscore the real problem and kick this can further down the road. Lackawanna County is spending more than it takes in, leaving the taxpayers with a growing debt that my colleagues want to deal with by a massive tax increase. Over the past 12 years, county spending has increased over 79%, while revenues increased by single digits. What's that problem? It's poor leadership. In a time when cost of living is already rising, with higher prices on groceries, gas, utilities, and health care, this additional burden could push many families into bankruptcy. People on fixed incomes, like our seniors, would be hit the hardest, and they have limited flexibility to absorb these additional costs. On top of that, the Democrat majority commissioners have chosen to spend $25,000 on cameras for the new conference room, new cameras, a potential ice skating rink, both unnecessary expenses at this time when we should be tightening our belts. What's more concerning is the Democrat majority truly believes that they are on the right path forward, which is absolutely incorrect. This is a countywide issue. The Democrat majority proposals of a 33% tax increase would impact every resident. For homeowners, this could mean an additional $300 or up to more than $1,000 each year in property taxes, depending on the values of your homes. For renters, higher taxes for landlords will likely lead to increased rent. And for those on fixed incomes, could be impacted especially harsh, forcing difficult choices between paying taxes and affording everyday necessities like groceries and health care. Let's take a closer look. The revisions that we've identified, $9.7 million by eliminating funded but unfilled positions and cutting unnecessary departmental expenses. We've streamlined spending without sacrificing services that our residents rely on. Unlike the proposed budget, we're making sure that critical areas remain supported. So we're not just making cuts here. We're restoring $1.37 million to the budget. Number one, $200,000 is going back to the Griffin Pond Animal Shelter. We support that every year. I'm proposing reinstating the 2.5% cost of living increase for the hardworking and non-union employees of the county. They're the ones that keep everything running. I'm also, in my proposal, restoring $750,000 to the sheriff's overtime budget. Not that I'm condoning that the sheriff spend the extra $750,000, but I know that they probably will. Next, we've identified, there's more than this, but identified $17 million in unused ARPA funds. We're putting that to work, covering our budget deficit, especially in the OYFS department. You know, they're inputting a $10 million increase. It's very important. I think instead of putting that on the backs of the taxpayers, we could utilize some ARPA funds. This gives us breathing room to make deeper and lasting changes for the following year. Another one, arts and culture. The preliminary budget shows a 25% tax increase. And let me be clear, I fully support arts and culture in our community. These programs enrich our lives, bring us together, and make Lackawanna County a more vibrant place to live. But right now, with the financial strain on our residents, this is something we just cannot afford. This approach not only provides immediate budget relief, but also sets a challenge for achieving a balanced budget in 2026. These are preliminary figures, and we believe further cuts are possible. Given the years over which the deficit has accumulated, we see additional opportunities to adjust spending as contractual agreement dates come due. These revisions reflect my commitment to fiscal responsibility and refusal to pass the burden of a 33% tax increase onto the hardworking taxpayers of Lackawanna County. By making these tough but necessary changes, we're working to keep the tax increase as low as possible while ensuring essential services remain intact. Now, I fully expect my colleagues to try to belittle my statements and claim that I'm wrong. They've done this before. They call me insane, asinine, crazy, stupid, and a liar. That's a really good one. These facts are clear, and the financial crisis we're in is no secret. If my ideas are so far off, why are they opposing a 33% tax increase, cutting funding to critical services while finding money for non-essential items like cameras and ice rinks? We found a way to cut unnecessary spending from the proposed budget, and we're doing it all with a bipartisan volunteer study committee. No cost to the taxpayers. Remember, all government spending is taxation. Every dollar that goes towards a consultant or a non-essential expense is money taken from the taxpayers. The county commissioners have the power to approve any budget costs, any expense they want, which means they could choose to make cuts, prioritize savings, or approve only necessary expenses. When you see wasteful spending, remember, it's not because they don't have a choice. They have every ability to make responsible decisions for the people, but they are choosing not to. They can say anything they want, but it doesn't change the reality. We're dealing with a nearly $30 million budget shortfall due to their unchecked spending, borrowing, and mismanagement. Look, and I can tell you right now, it's not my job to win the approval of my fellow commissioners. I stand up here with everyone in support of the taxpayers here in Lackawanna County. I'm focusing on making the tough decisions needed to make sure this massive tax increase doesn't get through. To those who question my ideas, I say this, and they're out here. I've laid out a clear plan, cut waste, avoid unnecessary spending, and propose real solutions. I won't sit silently by while our county finances continue to be mishandled. My record speaks for itself, and I will continue to fight for the best interests of the residents here in this county. For now, it's still a government for the people, by the people, and with the consent of the people. Your voice matters in shaping the future we all want to see. Again, remember, the commissioners have the power to correct this problem with their choices and decisions. It's within our authority to make responsible choices that truly help lighten the burden on the taxpayers. So I'm asking everybody, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, stand up with us. I'm trying to help. I think I'm the only one trying to help the taxpayers. But I want to thank everyone for coming today. I appreciate everyone's continued support. I'm always available anytime. And at 6 o'clock tonight, they'll be in Carbondale at the Carbondale Borough Building, given their new, proposing the continued proposals of their 2025 budget. So if you have any questions, I'm sure they'll be happy to ask them there. But again, thank you for coming.
I have a question.
Commissioner Chermak,
You
I have a question
cited, excuse
on
me,
the
ma'am,
pension.
excuse me. You cited $17 million in ARPA funds. You're off by about
Are you
$10 million.
going with
$7 million left.
11.9 million as actuarial or the
Why don't you get up and
7.9
work with it?
as proposed?
Why don't you
with
work
your
with
budget?
this?
Listen,
No, I'm asking you a question.
we
We're
have,
taking
work with
citizens'
it.
questions.
from what I understand, we have 18 million.
Why don't we all work together?
Actually, we checked those figures.
Some
of
It is
them have
17
been
million.
allocated.
That is accurate.
But we can pull that back. They don't have to be.
Why can't
they
we
can
all
be
work together?
Thank you,
We
sir.
all know each other. Let's just work together. This isn't a Republican or a Democrat. This is an issue with all of us. Let's just work together. We've watched some of you guys grow up. I mean, let's just work together like normal people.
I have a follow-up question on the pension. Has there been a revised actuarial analysis? Because Commissioner Gahn had mentioned that there was a revised one, but all I saw was the $11.9 million that the actuary had suggested to be funded the pension for 2025. Does your budget, sir, include the 11.9 or the 7.9 million funding for the pension?
In our thing, we didn't touch that. It's still the 7.9.
7.9, okay. All right, are you aware of any revision from the actuarial report that should revised it down from 11.9 to 7.9? Commissioner Gahn had mentioned that to me a few days ago.
Well,
We'll
I
have
think
to look into
with
it, maybe.
the work that our CFO has put into this budget, a lot of it has to do with what he thinks he can afford to do. So, I know that there's plans to add more as we move on, which we will. But going from 4 million to 7.9, I think is a pretty good jump.
I agree, yes.
Ladies and
Thank you.
gentlemen, This
Thank
is
you,
a
sir.
bunch of lies. It's not
There
what
you
the
go.
paper it's written on. Not what the paper it's
There
written
you go.
on. It's a bunch of lies. If you want to know the
There we
truth,
go.
come see us and we'll tell you.
We're done too, right?
There we
Not
go.
what the paper is written on. It's
There we
all
go.
lies. And all
You're
this
right,
is
Commissioner.
facts and
Hold
figures.
up.
Commissioner, I'm calling you out then. You come and you sit in with us, and we'll all have a powwow together. I've asked, hold on, let me finish, I'm talking now.
Let's do it together.
I would like you guys to come in and sit with us and take the time.
Well,
The
listen,
things
if
you
you put
deem
your hand
important,
on
you'll
this
make
budget,
time.
then
What
I
you're
would
really
get
saying,
this
it's not
calculator.
important
You're
to
off
you.
Let's
by
do it
millions of
together.
dollars here.
What about
Well-
other people that are gonna be out of business?
Well, you come to the table. You come to the table
It's a bunch of
and you
lies.
show us where we're wrong.
You put your cards on the table, put ours, and let's
I
go.
would just like to address one thing really quick, and it's a narrative that has gotten completely out of control. And it's this working together narrative that has plagued our county.
It's a 33% increase, what are you talking about?
Frank, please.
No.
So,
Somebody's gotta.
No, let's stay orderly here. This isn't,
I'm getting there.
let's stay
Hey,
orderly.
there's
Chris
his
Chermak-
budget team, the guy that stormed the Capitol on January.
Let's stay orderly. No
Chris
name, let's be
Chermak-
professional
Chris
here.
Chermak is passionate about what he does. He's committed.
Let's be professional,
I'm
end it.
not gonna talk over anybody.
Let's be professional
I'm not gonna talk
here.
over anybody.
No, we're not.
Thank you.
Commissioner has the floor, let him speak.
Thank you, William, thank you. Commissioner Chermak is passionate about what he does. I have a lot of respect for him for what he does in his community and all throughout Lackawanna County. He volunteers a lot of his time. And I give him a ton of credit for that, and I respect him for that, and he knows I always have. However, this working together narrative that everybody has created, that they don't do it, they don't work together. He has to walk past my door every single day, which is open always. He has to walk by Commissioner Gaughan's door every single day, and he knows it remains open. I can count on my hand how many times he stepped foot into my office. In fact, outside of commissioner meetings, this is the first time I've heard him talk about something work-related in months. I'm shocked this thing wasn't written with a crayon.
He has a 6%
So-
increase, you have a 33% increase. So come on, what's your answer there?
My door is open, he knows that, Commissioner.
Here's the problem.
It won't work with the man.
And thank you.
Here's the problem with that. Is that you guys, even in your budget meeting that I
You
attended,
gotta stay
you guys
professional.
said, oh, well, we're off over here, that's why there's no podium for him. You didn't even have a podium. You didn't even show him the
This
respect
is
that
a
he
political
deserves.
sideshow.
But wait a minute, you guys went off to your.
How do you like it? How does it look?
You guys were off by yourselves and formed another party. You said that you did. And see, this is the problem that we run into in politics. Democrats and Republicans, every time they get together and they don't like what the other one says, they go over to their brand name and they stay in that area. We gotta get past that. We gotta get past a brand name. You have to get together, sit down with us. I'm calling you guys out. You come with us,
can laugh at
we'll
the
put our
fucking
group
smoke
together,
all he
you bring
wants.
whoever you want, and let's talk about this. These people are the ones that are gonna get hurt. Do you understand? Listen, a business, let's take a little business like maybe the Windsor or whatever.
About me.
Yeah,
On the
okay,
cop
or
shop.
any business, but that's one I know about. I talk with all these people because, I work in the entertainment field and I'm around these people. They told me that their profit margin since COVID has gone down, okay? It's gone down. They used to make about 22% profit on food. Their profit margin is way down. A box of wings that they used to buy for $15 to $18 is now costing them $85. Now we're gonna put a 33% tax on their.
Let me ask
Let
you a question.
everybody, let everybody see him again. how
You
he
took
operates.
$300,000 out for postage, there's zero for postage, how the hell is anybody gonna send any mail out of the county building? That's one stupid example that I just read in here. You took $300,000 out and zero.
But listen to the wording. Where's his publicist?
Let's go back on
Why
that.
doesn't he
You said
teach him how to
talking about
speak?
overtime
He's a
with,
teacher. He should know
prison.
better.
You guys added more people on. That was stupid. You didn't even bother to take
You
the
wanna
time.
talk what's stupid?
Come and sit with
Let's
us
talk
and show
what's
us
really
where it's
stupid.
stupid. That's all I'm
Stupid's
saying.
the way
I'm
he
calling you
disrespects
guys
us
out.
as an elected
We'll all sit
official.
down, Commissioner.
That's stupid.
This is my time. I don't get paid for this.
I
I'm doing
take
this
off.
for grabs because I love these people. I love my own family. You guys have families. Let's work together, please. I beg you guys. I'm That's what you do. You take a hard time, and every one of those people did. Some of them are professionals. One's an attorney. My God, an attorney. You know how much an attorney makes? And he's sitting with us and taking his time and his effort to put this thing together. If you don't like it, come and show us where it's wrong. I challenge you.
Commissioners, Commissioners, I'm a representative from the North Pocono area. And this goes to Commissioner Chermak too.
Quiet.
Come on.
We had a meeting in the North Pocono area, which I just reminded you of before we started this press conference. Since that is a narrative out there that we're not working together, I'll quote another famous president. A house divided cannot stand. I think we're there.
Yes.
Can we get a commitment in front of the cameras, in front of the media, in front of your constituents, to actually sit down and hash this out with Chris's plan?
I'm not gonna sit around.
Yeah, go.
I'm asking for a commitment from my constituents. That's all I'm asking for.
What are we paying for?
What do we pay
Yeah, at the first commissioner meeting, it was said, Chris, just stay out of our way and let us handle this problem. So, I mean, you handle it, and they're gonna get the rebuttal, that's all.
Your check ain't gonna go nowhere, is it? Your check ain't getting lowered, is it? No, but my business might go out of business because of your 33% increase. Do you realize what that would do to a small business? Do you?
He doesn't
No,
care.
you don't care.
He's
because you don't
Stop
pay
the
me
train
in the
now.
eye. You know, when you were running, you were up so many people's butts, it wasn't even funny. Now, you're calling everybody stupid, dumb. That's a dumb idea. That's a stupid
I donated
idea.
money to
Sit
this
down at a
campaign.
round table and get this
Now
straightened
I'm
out.
fucking
Hold
stupid.
This is nonsense.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to work. Some of us have to work for our nation. This is bullshit.
Oh, that's right. I said-
It's fine. One of our commissioners sit there and laugh like it's a friggin'
Well, because they're immature. This guy should be guiding them. He gets paid the big bucks to guide them. He should teach them how to speak. He just collects a paycheck.
Father the mercy.
To hijack the meeting. That's